The British Formula 3 series is most certainly a jungle from which only the very best drivers emerge into Grand Prix motor racing. Already a strong contender in Britain's premier motor race series, the British Formula 3 Championship, is Switzerland's Mario Hytten. Mario started racing in karts and progressed through the cut and thrust world of Formula Ford into Formula 3. Alongside Mark Surer, 25-year-old Hytten is one of Switzerland's only two professional race drivers and is equally determined to reach the top. This short television presentation will show you the first 5 rounds of the 1983 British Formula 3 series, a series that takes place from early March through 20 races right through to the end of October. Competition in the series is always very fierce, and 1983 is certainly no exception. Past world champions and no doubt future world champions will come from this Formula 3 championship. Indeed, in 1978, Nelson Piquet came straight from winning the Formula 3 series into the Brabham Formula 1 team. For this season's all-out onslaught on the Marlboro British Formula 3 series, Mario has sponsorship from the new Swiss progressive rock band Axxess, whose first album appears this summer. Axxess is an entirely new approach to music, involving a revolutionary new computer synthesizer. It certainly all sounds very different and exciting. Sponsoring Mario's car is their way of getting their name across to the public, as their way of making music means that they will never appear on stage. Even the identity of the musicians is surrounded by mystery. Secondary sponsors for this year's Formula 3 series is Collège du Le Mans and the Swiss legal expenses insurance company DAS. Formula Ford in 1979, 1980 and 1981 yielded many excellent placings for Mario Hytten. This was followed in 1982 by some of the British Formula 3 series. Indeed, Mario took part in the latter stages of the season, finishing several times in the top 6 places. This year, Mario is being run in a brand new Ralt-Rt3 Toyota by Dave Benbow. Here we join him then at the first round of the series at Silverstone, a win for the Brazilian driver, experienced driver Ayrton da Silva. First race there for the Axxess Racing Team Ralt-Rt3 of Mario Hytten yielded an excellent 5th place, gaining 2 valuable championship points in the British Formula 3 series. Heading towards the checkered flag then, number 12, Mario Hytten. The second round of the series took place at Thruxton on the 13th of March. As you can see, the colours of the Axxess Racing Team certainly standing out, and indeed some of the British Formula 3 series is being covered live by the BBC Grandstand television service at prime time, going out to over 8 million viewers live. Indeed, it's not just Great Britain who is taking an interest in this Formula 3 series. Also across in the United States, ESPN, the biggest sports cable network, taking 12 of the races. Down in Italy, they're taking 3 overall programs on the British Formula 3 series. So all in all, a lot of exposure for the championship in 1983. Here at Thruxton, under less than ideal conditions because it's raining for the race, Mario Hytten qualified an excellent 4th place on the grid out of the 20 starters. The field gets away then, round Allards they go for the first time, and into 3rd place comes the Axxess Racing Team Ralt. Through Allards once again, sliding a little bit there. Mario Hytten, there's the leader, Ayrton Senna, a man who's experienced in Formula 4 2000 and Formula 3 has shown in the early stages of the season, but a big battle for 3rd place between Mario Hytten, Davy Jones, who's raced Formula Super V successfully in the United States, and Calvin Fish, who's sponsored by British Petroleum. And this battle for 3rd place, certainly one of the highlights, and look at Davy Jones cutting in on the inside for 4th place, trying to get past Calvin Fish. 3rd, 4th and 5th very close together. 1st and 2nd go through, a win for Senna, and in 3rd place there, Mario Hytten holds on well, gains yet 4 more valuable points in the championship. As Mario steps onto the winner's rostrum, we asked him why he chose the British Formula 3 series.
Because I think it's the most difficult Formula 3 championship, and succeeding there, I think, is the best thing for your future as a racing driver.
The winner there, Ayrton Senna da Silva, behind Mario Hytten. Hytten being interviewed by the circuit commentator on his excellent third place here at the second round of the championship. Mario then off onto his lap of honour around the rather soggy Thruxton circuit, and we asked Mario what made him want to become a professional racing driver.
I just don't know, really. The idea just took me at the age of 10, and since then I've never changed.
What about the danger, Mario, involved in motor racing? Does that bother you ever?
It does bother anybody, I suppose, but that's not the prime thought I have when I drive, of course.
Are you frightened before the start of a race?
I wouldn't say it's frightened. I'm nervous, of course, of not doing well, so you're always very eager to succeed, and that's nervousness. It's not being frightened.
Your sponsor here, Axxess, obviously very pleased with the way that you've been going in the early stages of the season. What do you hope for them?
Well, I just hope to finish on the rostrum many times as possible before the end of the season, and possibly as a winner.
Well, we join once again the third round of the championship, and once again very wet indeed. Mario Hytten, a problem here at the Silverstone International Trophy meeting round because his engine blew in testing on the Wednesday. A new engine during Saturday's qualifying also blew up, and the third engine went on the first lap of the race. So round 4 of the series takes place on the 27th of March at the Donington Park Raceway. Here, another engine had to be hired from yet another team, an engine which in fact had been sitting in the corner of a workshop for 1 complete year. Professionalism is all important in the British Formula 3 series, and there's no lacking of that in Dave Benbow's run Axxess Racing Team. Alan Mertens, the team's engineer, giving final instructions to Mario Hytten. The start is given. Hytten makes a very good start, but has a tangle with Alan Berg, who leaps over the top of him, yet Mario Hytten still on the road, and in fact on the road to 4th place here in round 4 of the championship. The 5th race of the series and the final race we're going to take a look at here. Bank holiday Monday at Thruxton. Davy Jones the leader. In 2nd place Senna, 3rd place Brundle. Look at this side by side going through Allards, snatching 4th place Calvin Fish. In 5th place Mario Hytten, and in 6th place the Canadian driver Alan Berg. And what an international field we do have here. Davy Jones, the early race leader from America, Ayrton Senna from Brazil, Martin Brundle of course from Great Britain. There is the 4th place man now, the new 4th place man, Mario Hytten from Switzerland, Calvin Fish in 5th place from Great Britain, and in 6th place, Alan Berg from Canada. And the race leader now will be Ayrton Senna. Davy Jones will soon go off into the grass, so this is a battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th place. Up into 3rd place then comes this man, Mario Hytten, with his Axxess Racing Team Ralt. In fourth place is Calvin Fish, and it looks to us as if Mario Hytten has got a problem with the engine. It's not sounding quite as crisp as it was early on. But all eyes on this battle for third place between Mario Hytten, Calvin Fish and Alan Berg, and the eyes of the BBC grandstand cameras once again covering this race live to the audiences all over Great Britain. Still holding down third place then Mario Hytten, but he's being pulled in by Calvin Fish. Indeed, in the first 5 races of the season, Hytten and Calvin Fish have often been sparring partners, and they don't seem to be letting up here for this important round, 5th round at Thruxton. And Calvin Fish is through into third place now, and there was a wheel banging session at the chicane. Alan Berg right behind Mario Hytten, challenging for 4th place. They go into the complex. Let's have a look at the side pod on Hytten's car. There it is. It's damaged, you can see. A legacy of the banging coming together between Calvin Fish and Hytten. And look at this. Hytten on the outside, and off onto the grass goes the Canadian driver Alan Berg, but all seems to be well with him. And 3rd, 4th and 5th place, and what a thrilling race, showing the close competitive racing that we have in the British Formula 3 series. And Alan Berg really trying now in the closing stages of the race. 4th and 5th place. Not far behind that 3rd place man, and Alan Berg trying down the outside line. Mario Hytten holding the inside line, goes back into 4th spot. Alan Berg in 5th place, and look how hard Alan Berg is trying. A slight touch of oversteer there. 3rd, 4th and 5th now closer than they have been before. Alan Berg looking to the inside of Allard's. But it's still Calvin Fish in 3rd place, Hytten 4th and Alan Berg 5th. But the man who goes on to his 5th consecutive victory, dominating the early rounds of the series, the Brazilian driver Ayrton Senna, onto his last lap. And finishing also in 2nd place for the 5th time is Martin Brundle. 5 races gone, but 15 more races to come in this exciting British Formula 3 series.